like this from one of your friends on Facebook can be really scary. What is even scarier is that we don't know what to do. How do you talk to a friend or family member that might be thinking about suicide? How do we get them from wanting to die to wanting to hold on just a little bit longer? These are types of questions I will be answering through my interactive training video on suicide intervention. Even if your friend is in therapy seeking help, it is important to know how to identify the initial warning signs associated with suicide. Sometimes it's not the professional that gets to see or hear the risk factors associated with suicidal thoughts. Okay, so take for instance this particular crisis intervention scenario. You have identified that a close friend is at risk of suicide. You want to initiate an intervention with the goal in mind being to keep them safe and alive. I will demonstrate within 2 scenarios how to and how not to initiate a suicide intervention. This will involve the practical application of communication skills, attending skills, and problem-solving skills. So pay attention. Jeanette, you seem weird today. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I've been really down lately. I just can't seem to shake it.
Maybe you should smile a little bit more often, then you get less wrinkles.
It's more than that, and I do smile, but I've been having these strange thoughts lately.
What? Are you insane? Stop being so dramatic.
But
no buts, Jeanette. I'm not having this conversation with you, so don't even bother talking to me because I'm not listening. I'm choosing not to acknowledge what you just told me because you're being a drama queen, so just get over it. What you have just observed in the previous scenario was how to not act during a suicide intervention. Avoid giving your advice through your attending behaviors. Do not restrict your questioning. Do not shut someone down when they want to talk to you about their suicidal thoughts. Don't threaten someone when they are trying to explain how they are feeling. Also, do not judge them or place blame. Avoid criticism and interrogation when someone is trying to explain their altered thought process. Jeanette, you haven't really seemed yourself lately. What's going on?
nothing.
Jeanette, we've been friends for over 10 years. I can tell when you're upset. What's wrong?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like a failure. I can't seem to do anything right.
A lot of the time, when people feel the way that you're feeling, they're thinking about killing themselves. Are you thinking about killing yourself?
Well, let's put it this way. I have had some suicidal thoughts.
What has happened in your life recently that may have triggered these thoughts?
Well, my boyfriend broke up with me, and I was too upset to go to work. Then I couldn't pay my bills, so I'm way behind on everything, and I can't seem to catch up.
Let me get this straight. Josh broke up with you?
Yes, he did.
And you were so upset about the breakup you couldn't go to work. And now you've fallen behind with your bills and you feel like you can't catch up. At this point of the intervention, you have begun to execute the 6 steps of effective problem solving. You have already identified what the problem is, and you've begun to analyze it through determining what is causing the problem and identifying the internal and external factors. Now you must generate a potential solution, meaning what will work best when addressing the cause of the problem and determining how this can be accomplished. Implementing a solution and putting it into action while following through with the plan. Finally, evaluate the effectiveness of this solution by identifying what could be done differently to eliminate similar problems in the future. It seems like you're feeling really overwhelmed right now. Your boyfriend must have really hurt you. It almost seems like this whole situation has really upset your entire life.
Everything just seems too much for me to handle right now. I'm such a disappointment with my family, not being able to hold on to a relationship or a job.
It might seem that things within your personal relationships are falling apart right now, but you seem to care a lot about what your family thinks. Just imagine how upset they would be if you committed suicide.
I know, and that's the only thing that keeps me going.
I think you should maybe come stay with me for a while. This will give you a chance to catch up on your finances, and I really just don't want you to be alone.
You would really do that for me?
On one condition, that you go talk to a professional.
Well, to be honest, I already thought of doing that.
Great. I want you to know that I'm always here for you if you need to talk, and I can't wait for us to be roommates.
Thank you so much. I love you.
When interacting with a person in a crisis situation, you must always bear in mind that perception is reality. If the person believes there is a problem, then there is one. In order to ensure a positive outcome, adherence to the principles of effective communication is of the utmost importance. Be mindful of the following when communicating with people in a crisis situation. Address safety concerns immediately. Provide a positive atmosphere and ensure you remain calm and in control. Provide a non-biased perspective and avoid jumping to conclusions. Utilize active listening to collect all important information. Be honest but tactful. Give positive feedback and encourage the person to talk to someone about what is bothering them and why they got to the point that they're at. Remain objective, but display empathy and acceptance. Be aware of your verbal and nonverbal communication. I hope through watching this video that you have learned how to identify the warning signs and risk factors associated with suicide, while also adopting some problem-solving techniques in order to launch a suicide intervention with either a close family member or friend. Thank you for watching, and always remember that you are not alone and that it will get better.